Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you so much for tuning in today for this brief daily message of hope. You know, it rained almost all night this past night here in Houston, and came down pretty hard early this morning, and it made me think of this song I just played from the summer of 1966. A song by the Lovin' Spoonful on one of the greatest albums of the 1960s called Hums of the Lovin' Spoonful. And that song is called Rain on the Roof, of all things. And I love that song because it's a catchy song. I love how it sounds on my portable time machine, my 1960s icon, Rickenbacker 12-string electric. I love the way it sounds on that. And but I like what the words are more than anything else. Now, on the surface, it's a song about a couple that's trapped in an apartment or in a room during a rainstorm. And they're talking and they're having a great time, and they don't even know that it's raining until they hear the thunder. And I like that because that is so much like the way we live our lives. We're right in the middle of our faith all the time. We're right in the presence of God all the time. But we don't notice Him. We don't notice what He's doing for us. We don't notice what He's doing for other people. We can't see Him with our eyes, so we just don't know that He's there. And we pretend that He's not, and we think that He's not, and we believe that He's not even there until there's thunder in our lives. It takes a clap of thunder in our lives to remind us that we need God every day. We're learning that the hard way now that we're trying to come back from the coronavirus quarantine, and businesses are opening again and masks are coming on and off. And we're realizing that we haven't noticed that our faith has been put to a severe test this last year and a half or so. And we need our faith now more than ever. You know, I talk to young people all the time. I've been teaching a confirmation class and presented a wonderful class of high school students. And one of the things I tell them is that don't take your faith for granted. Don't take the Lord's presence in your life for granted. Don't overlook the power that is available to you by the God who walks with you through this life. And we do all the time. We take it for granted. We take God for granted until there's a thunderclap in our lives that wakes us up and reminds us that, hey, I need help with all of this. And it's true that we do. We need God's help all the time. And so I tell students that the best way to go into each day is by probably the most important lesson I ever learned in life, and this came, like so many things in my life, from baseball. My college baseball coach way back, years and years and years ago, back as my students say, right after the crust of the earth cooled down and people started coming out again. A long time ago, my baseball coach says there are three rules to follow in life. The first one is suit up. Now, for baseball, that means wear what you need to wear to play a game. In real life, the non-baseball world, suiting up means take what you need with you into the day. Be prepared. Suit up. If you wear a coat and tie every day or dress clothes, suit up the way you're supposed to. Take with you what you need. That includes homework in school. That includes job performance things you were required to do. Suit up. Be prepared. The second thing is show up. Be where you need to be when you need to be there. Now that goes for school, for work. You suit up and then you show up on time, ready and prepared to focus and go. And the third thing is keep up. Keep up by paying attention what's going on around you. Suit up every day, show up every day, and keep up. And that goes for our faith too. Don't take it for granted. And here's why. This is getting to the closing verses of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount that I was reading again this morning from Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Jesus says these words, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven." I want to say that again. These are Jesus' words. "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the ones who do the will of my Father who is in heaven." Not everyone who cries out, "Lord, Lord, Lord," will go to heaven. It's only those who do the will of Jesus' Father in heaven. Verse 22 says, "Many will say to me on that day, 'Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles?' Then I will tell them plainly, 'I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers.' Not everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will enter the kingdom of heaven." We have to do what he requires us to do, and he requires us, his new commandment, to love one another as he loves us. So we must love one another, because it's by the love we have one for another that the world will know we belong to him. So as we start this new week, don't take for granted the faith that God has given you. Don't take for granted the Lord is with you and he loves you. And don't let it take a loud thunderclap in your life to get your attention. Focus on the Lord now. Have a blessed day, and I hope to see you here again tomorrow.